Hey, what's up everyone? 343 have just revealed what is coming in the mid-season update for Season 5 of Halo Infinite, and it is an absolute doozy. It is full of content, way more than what I was expecting, so of course I wanted to break it all down in a quick and concise video for all of you to enjoy. Today has been absolutely nuts for gamers. We get this revealed to us, the GTA 6 trailer is coming out in a couple of days. It is honestly a lot to keep up with. But without me blabbering on too much longer, let's hop into this update and see what exactly is coming in the mid-season update of Season 5 of Halo Infinite. So Firefight, King of the Hill. This is the first little paragraph that we get to go through. Bip, bap, bam. Firefight is coming to Halo Infinite next week. That's right, the mid-season update of Season 5 is coming out next week. It is coming in just a couple of days. Over the years, Firefight has taken many forms across various Halo games, from its traditional survival mode in Halo 3 ODST to its more arcade-inspired incarnation in Halo Reach to Warzone Firefight in Halo 5. I probably played way too much of that to get my 152, to be honest with you. Along with Blitz Firefight and Terminus Firefight in Halo Wars 2, it's a mode that has evolved across games, and the time has come for it to arrive in Halo Infinite. About goddamn time. Firefight King of the Hill will see you and 3 other players facing off against waves of banished baddies as you fight to capture hills on 9 maps when the playlist goes live. 9 maps, that is way more than I expected, but more the merrier. Including the House of Reckoning from Halo Infinite's campaign and 3 community-made maps. We'll have a full, detailed blog in Firefight King of the Hill going live on December 4th ahead of its in-game debut the following day. So confirmed, December 5th, mark your calendars. That is when we finally get Firefight in Halo Infinite. Moving on from that, we have the repair field, a new equipment being added to Halo Infinite, something that I'm actually very excited for. But they describe it here: need to conduct some repairs while out in the field. We've got the perfect equipment item for you. Introducing our latest sandbox addition to Halo Infinite, the repair field. Similar to the regenerator from Halo 3, the repair field is a neutral piece of equipment that heals allies and enemies within its radius. It's also capable of repairing vehicles, and it can be attached to them as well as most environmental surfaces. Additionally, the repair field can also revive downed Spartans in select modes such as Firefight King of the Hill, Attrition, etc. So the fact that this thing can repair vehicles and you can just stick it to one as it drives off in the battle is going to change things a lot. Could you imagine you get like 3 repair fields and you just strap them to a Scorpion and you send it out in the battle? How horrifying that is going to be to fight against. Or you see a wasp in the sky that has a giant green beacon glowing from it because it's being healed as you're shooting it. It sounds fun if you're the pilot. If you're shooting at it from the ground, it might be nightmare fuel, but I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. But I am very happy that it does affect everything within the sandbox and not just players. Ranked extraction. At the moment, you can hear that your extraction point is being converted by the enemy team from anywhere on the map. This meant players were able to leave the area around the extraction device and use the global audio cue to tell them when to peek back out. With this upcoming audio change, the device itself will emit the audio, meaning you'll have to be in close vicinity to hear it's being converted. As a result, teams will need to pay closer attention to the extraction device. This is a great change in my opinion. It means people are going to be closer to the actual extraction site. Instead of planting it and then running across the map to kind of camp somewhere and maybe shoot people, they have to kind of roam around and make sure that it's not being diffused or whatever the term is, extracted, I guess. So this is actually a really nice minor change. Right now, you can see in your UI when the extraction point is being converted. Similar to above, this allowed players to leave the area near the extraction device and only peek out when the UI showed it was being converted. With our upcoming change, this will go away almost entirely. The UI will no longer indicate to you when the extraction point is being converted, and it will also no longer indicate to you how much time is remaining. It's going to play a bit old school and hardcore, as players and coaches will need to time the extractions like timing weapons and power-ups in previous Halo titles. So remember, this is only coming to ranked. This is not coming to the social version of extraction. CSR improvements. There are some further improvements coming to rank loss protection and teammate quitting. Once you rank up a tier, you'll get 3 games, win or lose, before a loss will rank you down to the previous tier. So basically, if you go from plat to diamond, you're going to stay diamond for at least 3 games. You get to enjoy your rank for a protected period of time. Additionally, if a player in the match who is not in your fire team quits, you will not lose CSR if you decide to quit as well. Let me just explain this as simple as I can. You're playing solo, you load into your rank game, immediately one of your teammate quits and they are out of the game. You are now able to quit the game without any risk of losing any CSR. Instead of having to begrudgingly play a 3v4, you can just get out of there, get into your next game, and not waste your precious time. This is a great change. Moving on to the Forge updates, when Season 5 launched back in October, the Forge AI Toolkit quite literally changed the game for community creators. That is absolute facts. Forge is the best thing 343 has ever done, in my opinion. High value targets and bosses. In Halo Infinite's campaign, there are various boss enemies that can be encountered on Zeta Halo, such as the high value targets that can be hunted down, each one rewarding the Master Chief with a powerful special weapon variant. All 15 of these high value targets will be added to Forge with the December update. From the almighty Bit-Bap the Vanquisher to the hungry Novice the Devourer and beyond. I think I killed that. Major bosses are also included in this lineup as well, such as Jaga Ardomni, Eshrim, and the Harbinger. The potential for what the creative cartographers in the community are going to make truly is endless. I see what they did there. Skulls in Node Graph with Firefight King of the Hill, enabling skulls to modify difficulty is a notable part of the experience. With this update, forgers will now be able to use Node Graph to enable or disable any of the 12 skulls, from Bandana to Black Eye. I'll be honest with you, Node Graph stuff, right over my head. I have no idea. But if you're a forger, this is probably really cool. Quality of life updates, my beloved. The global material allow list gives the player the ability to access all swatches contained in swatch groups added to the global allow list in all regions. This functionality gives the player access to a much larger pool of swatches for each region, and allows regions previously disallowed from using tiling swatches to access them. Pretty sure that just means you can change the color of things way more than you could before. I might be incorrect, but that's what I think that means. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. Because hugs make everything better, we've also added the Trigger Grunt Hug node to Forge's Node Graph. I love that name. This will allow creators to make any grunts in a squad pull out 2 plasma grenades and run towards the nearest enemy until the grenades explode. We sincerely hope this addition will make your custom browser experience with grunts more loving and friendly. I mean, I'm always down for a little grunt hug. Might end absolutely horribly, but I'm sure it'll be cozy for at least 1 millisecond. Scalable blockers allow the player to place a single blocker object and scale it to the size they'd like it to be. This will help you save an object count and help clean up maps. As a non-forger, this stuff is really cool, but it doesn't really mean that much to me because I don't forge. But I guarantee there is one person watching this and they are cheering. They are in their chair hollering with happiness right now because of scalable blockers, and that's why Halo is awesome. Something that doesn't necessarily mean anything to me is the absolute world to someone else. Auto turret allegiance has been updated, meaning the auto turret will now respect the team setting it receives in Forge. When placed on a team, the auto turret will treat units, players, and AI as allies and will not target them. If placed on a neutral team, the target will remain hostile to all units. Maybe like a Castle Wars map that has turrets could be a thing now. I don't know, maybe Castle Wars needs to be more prominent in Halo Infinite. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Custom game browser. Join session as a fire team. As long as there are enough slots available, the fire team leader can bring their entire party into a custom game browser session. Upon joining the session, all members of your fire team will join together, merge into the custom game browser leader's fire team. This is how it should have been from day one, obviously, but now you can be in a party with your buddies. You can find a cool, empty enough custom game browser lobby and just join it all together in one big lump. No more, hey, I'm in this game, try and find it. Oh no, it's full, we're gonna have to back out and find a new one. You just get in, or you don't get in, you just find one until your team can all play together. Several improvements have been implemented to the custom game browser, resolving issues that block players from joining custom game browser sessions that were open when a back-end change occurred, issues around unclear messaging when attempting to join a full session, and instances where attempting to join a session that was no longer active would not deliver any failure messages. All very good stuff. More custom game browser love is very much appreciated. Stability and networking. This is the good stuff. Along with all the additions and quality of life updates above, this update is also focused on increasing the game's stability by addressing crashes and improving our online experience via updates to our networking. They mention here that the team has used their improved diagnostic features, that they have now been able to track down the cause of crashes, and they've fixed a couple of them for the PC and also the console version of Halo Infinite. As for improvements to networking, they've obviously been working on a complete overhaul of the network, which is going to be absolutely massive and quite literally game-changing. But on December 5th, with the mid-season update, we're going to be able to jump into Firefight King of the Hill and try out the new networking model in a safe environment. My guess is they're doing this in a very closed space against AI where it doesn't really matter that much to, well, test the network. The last thing we want them to do is put it into multiplayer and just hope for the best, and maybe it will break the game. So I know that fighting AI maybe isn't the end-all be-all test for, you know, testing a network overhaul. It is a good first step. I 100% believe that they still should do some public flighting for the network overhaul. You know, let it actually be in the player's hands. Let us test it from home. Give it a actual real life test. But if this is their way to kind of test things early on to make it, you know, viable for actual multiplayer, then that's totally cool. And also, if shooting a grunt in the head feels extra crispy, then I'm all for it. But that's about it. That is everything coming in the mid-season update for Season 5 of Halo Infinite. As I said, it's a doozy. It's a big update. A lot is coming. I am very, very excited. Hopefully all of you are excited as well. December is going to be a big month for me as well. I'm going to be trying to be as active as I can here on YouTube. If any of you missed the update, I'm back home in the UK. My father, unfortunately, was diagnosed with cancer. So I'm back home with my family, just kind of being around them as I should be. But in my free time, I'm going to be putting a lot of love into my YouTube, as it has always been a great escape, a great way for me to kind of get my mind off things. And I also really just love and appreciate interacting with all of you watching my stuff. So expect a lot more videos coming to the channel. Of course, if there's any lapse or gaps, you guys totally understand. I know you do, but I will try my best to keep up the consistency here. With that, have a great rest of your day. I'm excited for this update. It's going to be a really good one. I shall see you all in Firefight next week, and I shall catch you in the next video as well. Bye!